Hey guys and gals, and welcome to episode 15 of the FPL Pop-In Pod. We're from the FPL Journal. I'm Mig Nym, and I'm joined as always by Nymfria. Say hi to the nice people, Nym.
Hi, nice people.
Well, it's been a week of transfer sagas, especially around the Emirates.
Yeah.
Someone finally, poor fella, took the Stoke job.
Yeah.
And the Invincibles have been conquered. Liverpool overturning Man City, which leads us straight in to our game week review of game week 23.
Yes, the heavyweights. So we had Liverpool versus Man City, and I said 3-5 to Man City. Whoops-a-daisy. I almost had the correct score if only Liverpool had scored one more. Man City dominated possession, 64.3% to Liverpool's 35.7%. But it doesn't matter when Klopp's men had 16 shots and 7 of those shots were on target, but managed to get the 4 that counted in the end, I suppose. So,
you know, just the 4.
Just the 4.
I also predicted a Man City win. I was a little bit more conservative. I said 3-2. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I got the Man City score. It's just Liverpool doubled what I thought they might get. City pretty much threw it away, really. I mean, they were playing about at the back, get tackled, and Liverpool were just ruthlessly clinical with their finishes, especially Salah, who is scoring ridiculous goals now. He's just trying to outdo himself every week.
The temptation not to sing the song is big right now.
you can sing it if you like.
No. I'm feeling embarrassed.
You'll find it on Twitter, I'm sure. Someone's singing it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or Nym's YouTube channel.
But, I think it's not necessarily that Man City played bad. It's just I think that Liverpool played very well. They just had the measure of City on the day. Yeah,
they just didn't let them breathe at the back, pretty much. Just closed them, suffocated them, took the ball, scored. Done it 4 times. Yeah. Works like a charm.
Yeah.
I think the main reason is that Man City was still reeling from Palace nearly beating them, but that's just me.
Well, I think it's personally because, you know, Arsene Wenger knew exactly what he was doing when he sold the Ox to Liverpool, but there you go.
Sabotaging them.
Nobody else can be the Invincibles.
I'll have to sell an Arsenal player to every other club just to make sure that one of us beats Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually a genius.
He is. Well, you know, we'll see.
Sometimes.
Let's move on from that one. So our support act was Spurs versus Everton. And I went 3-2 to Spurs.
Yes.
I thought Everton stood a bit of a chance here, but boy was I wrong on this one. Spurs doing Spurs again, and against Everton again. Spurs dominated the game and made Everton look average, really. I guess we'll see if that Theo signing for Everton will help solidify this new group of players that Sam has at the moment.
Yeah, a tidy bit of 20 mil business there for both sides, really, I suppose. Walcott obviously done well at Arsenal. Not as great as his potential probably could have shown, but he done well enough, over 100 goals, you know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm a bit sad to see him go. I put out a little tweet, you know, just saying basically thank you for his long drawn service to our club, and as you say, he didn't always get as many chances as he could have, and he definitely is one of those players that I feel like he didn't necessarily get the chance to reach the best of his potential. So I am sad we let him go. At the same time, it's one of those things where I'm actually quite excited to see now how he does at a new club, where he will, I hope, because he has been promised the world by Sam to get the game time, and I would be interested to see how he does there. So, not least because he may well now be a good FPL asset.
So game time wise, yeah. He just needs some confidence, which his Everton team did not show.
No.
Against Spurs. I was a little bit more conservative. Again, I went 3-1, which was still too much confidence in Everton. Tosan looked he looked all right. You know, he didn't really... I mean, it's his first game, so he didn't really get that much service anyway. But, you know, he looked all right. He was chasing a bit. So when he adjusts to the league, he might be a bargain.
Yeah, well, I remember chatting about him on last week's pod, and I was considering getting him in, and nothing disparaged me necessarily, apart from, obviously, Everton's team performance. But that's nothing to do with him. And it's going to take a bit of time for them to all gel together. We can't expect miracles overnight. So I'm interested to see how he'll do as well. So definitely be keeping an eye on the Everton team. What
your eyes did need to be kept on was my surprise fixture.
Oh.
Because probably your eyelids would have been closing at Stamford Bridge. A snore draw. 0-0 Chelsea-Leicester. I went for a 2-1 Leicester win, hoping Mahrez would do well.
Yeah.
But that was pretty boring. Enough said, really.
Okay, then.
I have some more on that later, but it's focused on one player. But you can carry on.
Okay, so yours was surprising, but in a very boring way.
Yes, yeah. Which I've tended to do recently.
You know, and mine... And mine was no surprise in the fact that I went for Man United win over Stoke, but I went 4-0 and flattering with the scores again. And if only Mata had finished even one of those two chances that Jesse set up for him, I'd have reached my target of 4-0.
Thankfully you didn't.
Yeah.
As a non-Lingard owner.
Yeah. Well, still, that would have meant an assist or two for Jesse. And, of course, that's not allowed because he was the most transferred in player last week. So
it's not really Mata's fault. It's Lingard's
the curse.
fault for being cursed.
Yeah. So it continues. But, yeah. We pretty much bomb-dived all of those predictions again, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, we put it 2 winners. About it. Spurs and United.
Yeah.
The score's not really. We're not very good at this.
No.
Moving on.
Yeah.
And something that we're sometimes good at.
Just sometimes.
Just sometimes. More sometimes than most times. And that's getting points.
Yeah.
So how many points did you get for game week 23?
I got 76 points.
Ooh.
Technically 72 because I took a -4.
That doesn't count.
I opted to get Aguero for Rooney in the end after our chitter-chatter on the last pod. I couldn't resist. I had the money.
You can never resist.
And I had the chance to have Aguero in my team.
You had the money and you had the chance to have Aguero for yourself.
I did indeed, and I just, very unlike me, went kind of heart over head on this one and got him in while I had the chance. But Rooney did get 1 point, whereas Aguero got 5. So
it worked out.
Yeah, the other transfer not quite so well. The whole Jesse from Ali thing, but I'm hoping that will pay forward as the weeks go on, especially now that I have some more cash in the bank that I can use elsewhere. So that's kind of the thinking there. So I'm now on an OR of 1.15 mil. So I'm slowly chipping away. Another little green arrow for
Eking
me.
away to that top mil.
Yeah, I'm getting there slowly, which means I'll probably get rid of this game. And my overall points are 1,208. So not too bad. How did you get on?
Not as good as you. Better than I have been doing.
Well, that's okay.
I got 68. Takes me to 1,185 overall, points-wise, not rank. Got a little bit lightheaded there. 1.4 mil overall. I bought in Pogba this week as a bit of a differential to all the wave of Lingard transfers that were coming in. Similarly, what I'd done with Mane and Salah when I'd done my wild card earlier in the season.
Because that worked out so well.
Yeah. It's sort of 50-50 for that now. It failed the first time. It's worked this time.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen the third time? Oh, who's it going to be? I don't know. But yeah,
I don't
so
know.
it was great.
Tune in, folks.
His 2 assists, and I captained him, which was great. I could have had a bit more if I captained Son, but there was only a couple of points between them, so I can't really complain about that. I was more than happy with my game week this week.
To be fair, without Kane or Salah in your team, I think you probably did the right thing captaining Pogba against it.
Got to keep it different, keeping it fresh.
Yeah. And whilst we're talking of players, not having Kane and Salah, who's your star player this week?
My star player is the aforementioned Son. 13 points. Quite lucky, actually, because I kept him in from the double game week because I had to get Coutinho out. Because Son was probably going to get more points than Coutinho was.
Are you sure about that?
Well, sort of in form. I thought I could do better. I didn't really fancy taking a hit. He had an alright game home to Everton, so I thought, why not keep him in there? And it paid off in a big way. It's going to make it very tricky about if I now get him out, because I've got him and Eriksen. I mean, if they carry on scoring 4 goals every game, then hey, they can stay. So Son was my star man. Who was yours?
So my star man has to be Harry Kane. 2 goals, 3 bonus points. My captain, can't say better than that really, except unless you've got Salah in your team, which, yeah, that wasn't meaning to rub that in, obviously. But it was close between those 2 this week, and I really didn't want to, have to try and separate them. But just because he was my captain this week, I've gone Harry Kane.
Can really go off people sometimes,
Yeah, I know.
So Captain Harry Kane was your star player. And at this point, I'll just quickly run over the player reviews that we have, as we haven't mentioned them in quite a while. Starman's obviously, aforementioned, your star person who's done really well. We have the fire player who's looking to the next game week, who's going to do well that game week regardless of fixtures or, just they're in red hot form. We have the lightning pick, who's a bit of a one-shot wonder. Sort of, you didn't expect it to happen, but they came in with a big points haul or something like that. Then we have a Duff Puff, is exactly how it sounds, just someone who's completely deflated your game week. High expectations, and it's just, nothing's happened. And then we have the Bin of Sin, which is reserved for those players who are most likely going to be exiting the team, who has disgraced us, managers of FPL, and deserve to no longer wear the shirts.
They're walking the green mile.
Walking the green mile.
They're in the cell waiting.
They're in a big bin waiting to be electrocuted, apparently.
We might,
Yeah. As we'll go back to it, who's your fire player for next game week?
Well, of course, if I was choosing between my star player to be Harry Kane and Salah, then I can't really look past Salah as my fire player. He is the man of the moment against Swansea, who he has up next. Last time Liverpool and Swansea played each other, it was 5-0 to Liverpool.
Ouch.
Yeah, and Liverpool are going to be so full of confidence after that Man City win. So I just can't see past Mo being the fire player next game week. That's me, and Mo will be sizzling hot, I hope. But what about you? Who do you expect to be your fire player?
Someone just as sizzling hot. Ooh. In some people's eyes, I'm sure. And it's Mahrez again.
Right, yeah.
Someone who I've previously picked for this. Going up against a Watford defence, which has been...
the man that I found.
Every week.
Cultured.
Every week, when I say that Mahrez has done well, or he's going to do well...
Just have to remind the people,
Digging up this article where she said, he's going to be a bit of a differential.
Yeah, well, that was good.
And I was already saying, I might get him in.
No, you weren't.
And then I got him in a wild card.
You can listen to them podcasts back. You never said that before the article.
I'll have you know that I can't remember if I did. But I was definitely thinking about it when I done my wild card. And I got him in.
It's all good, dude. It's all good. Yeah. People can have Mahrez. But, I don't have him. I might have mentioned him, but I still don't have him. The sensible thing was getting him in, and I didn't do it. So,
Who's laughing now?
Exactly.
You and your Salah and Kane. Mahrez is the one that got away.
Well, you know, when it comes to the blank game weeks, I might not be laughing quite so hard. So, you know.
So I'd be digging around for those chips.
Yeah, and tomato ketchup.
But yeah, anyway, getting back to Mahrez. He's playing against... what?
You can't have chips without salt vinegar. You can't. Sorry.
But what do you have chips wrapped in? Newspaper. What's on the newspaper? It's a picture of Mahrez.
Yeah.
Mahrez, who's going up against a Watford defence.
We'll get that somehow.
A Watford defence. A Watford defence. I'm going to get through this. A Watford defence that hasn't kept a clean sheet.
Sausage?
He's going to batter this defence. That hasn't kept a clean sheet since game week 13.
Okay.
No, it's a piece of cod. You can't say Peter's pie.
Oh, sorry.
We're sponsored by them. It's pucker pie.
We sponsored
That's not a
by
very
them.
pucker joke, was it?
You forgot to tell me. Okay.
Other pies are available.
Yeah. Curry sauces too.
Oh, you can't tell that we're hungry, can you?
I know. Anyway, so it's raging a storm outside. I don't know if it is wherever Mig Davies is, but it's definitely raging a storm here. So on that note...
It's raining fish and chips where I am.
Who is your lightning pick?
My lightning pick is not food related.
Okay.
It's Pogba.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because, like I said before, he was a differential to Lingard, and I just whacked him in because I wanted to be a bit different, and it paid off having him as captain, especially waiting all the way to Monday night, which was just so long when I didn't have anyone playing Sunday. Yeah.
But you're not expecting him necessarily to keep those strikes of lightning going.
When I give my prediction for my surprise fixture for next game week, you'll understand why I put him as a lightning pick.
Okay.
Yeah. So who is your flash in the pan lightning pick?
My flash in the pan, I hope isn't much of a flash in the pan, but I'm yet to be convinced fully, and that is Arnautovic. I really wasn't expecting a goal and an assist from him on the weekend.
Especially 10 seconds.
Getting me 16 points. I believe we were doing some streaming on YouTube, playing a game at the point.
Yes, Overcooked. More food-related stuff.
Not that we're obsessed with food or anything. We're playing that, and then we checked the score, and I was, just before we started, and we seen about Arnautovic, and I was like, oh my word, I was proper kind of shocked by that. So that's why he's my lightning pick, because, I would love him to do that every week, especially the price he's at, but I just don't really see it long term. So.
Bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
Roller coaster Arnautovic.
Yeah. But I am really hoping that he stays more in that category rather than becoming a Duff Puff.
Nice segue.
Yeah, thanks, because my Duff Puff was just a disappointment this week.
Well, I hope so.
Otamendi, man. Seriously, what were you doing to me? -1. -1. I mean, come on. I mean, wow. I'm a bit stupid. I should have expected it against Liverpool, really. But still, I was kind of hoping he'd get that goal instead of hitting the post when he had the chance.
Yeah, it could have been a lot different.
Yeah. So I was just kind of at least hoping for that one tiny bit of an attacking return that would save me from doing the stupidest thing of playing him. But it's that age-old argument, isn't it? It's like premium players getting played regardless of their fixtures. And that's what I did with Otamendi. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out this time around. So,
especially with the Liverpool defence.
Yeah.
He could have scored from anywhere.
Yeah.
He just happened to concede from anywhere as well.
Yeah, he was kind of a bit too busy defending this time round. Or trying to defend, as the case may be.
Too busy defending, which didn't work out well.
Yeah, so he should just stick to attacking Always stick to attacking.
If anything, they should move him further up the pitch.
Yeah.
Just put Company back in there, even if he's injured.
Ooh, that's a big statement.
Or get Di back. Oh, they should get that guy back. With his ponytail. Do you remember him?
So, talking Duff Puffs. Who was yours?
Talking about Duff Puffs at the back. Mine is Zanka.
That's after too many cotton chips. Duff Puffs at the back.
I don't want to know what cotton chips does to your Duff Puffs. Mine was Zanka.
Okay.
Zanka.
Zanka.
Yeah, I didn't say anything bad.
Mr. Anker.
He's not a wonder, Zanka. I thought that Huddersfield had a good chance of getting a clean sheet. He's laughing at me. I had a thought that Huddersfield...
How could you tell I was laughing? Could you hear me?
Because I could hear your little giggles. You didn't put it on mute. I thought that Huddersfield had a good chance of getting a clean sheet against West Ham. Mm-hmm. I did not see them conceding 4 goals. Mm. And I'm waving my fist in fury because I could have had Ogbonna in, who got like a point or 2, instead of have Zanka and he's 0 points. What's the point?
0 points. Just
0.
be happy you got 0 points.
Well, yeah, I should have gone first. I felt bad now getting nothing when you get mine. You have to pay for yours.
I know. Tell me about it. You're 0 points. I mean, I could have had any one of my many 1 point players off of my bench that would have done better.
And a big 2 point swing.
So if Zanka was your Duff Puff, is he in your bin of sin?
No. I'm going to let him off this time.
Okay.
Because he's not a horrible run of games, you know.
Yeah.
And there is only one person that could possibly take up the whole of my bin of sin.
I think I have a feeling I know where this is going.
And I don't care about his hair potential.
Oh, dude.
Because he has not lived anywhere near his hair potential.
He really hasn't.
And that's Alvaro Morata.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, we're recording this after the FA Cup game, so...
Luckily, he was already I just had to click confirm of him going out of my team when he was diving and having arguments with the ref. It's not great when your only premium striker is in a team that has had 3 consecutive 0-0 draws. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't, I don't even think he's scored a goal this calendar year yet. Oof. And I've just held on to him for far too long. I said last time that he'd be lucky if he was in the team this week. And he was. But now he's dead to me. I don't care what he does. He'll probably go and score. Well, he won't because he's suspended.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say anyone that can afford him, buy him now, because that McTavish has just released him back into the wild.
Migfried.
Migfried.
Sounds like a Saxon king. Migfried.
Obviously, you just broke him.
Yeah.
You just flat out kind of. That was it.
I was trying to curse him for Norwich's sake by having him, and it almost worked. But then he got sent off, and...
Well, it did work, because he got sent off.
Well, yeah, if he had stayed on for the penalties, they might have won.
That's true.
He got sent off just before, and Chelsea were fine without him. Plus, I should have shipped him out for Andy Carroll. That's what Conte's going to do, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
One ponytail in... No.
He's got a man bun now.
Yeah.
Andy Man Bun Carroll.
He's looking like he wants to be a Game of Thrones character.
Trying to think of a name he could have in Game of Thrones. Put that in the comments.
Yes.
If Andy Carroll was going to be in Game of Thrones, either which character would he be, or give him a name and a house.
And a house, a name and a house is pretty cool. I like that. Well, just back to the bin of sin. I don't really have much else to say other than it's still Cabaselli.
he's still plugging away there.
He's still there in the bin. He's just keeping that spot warm, cold, whatever you want to say. He's just there in the bin. And when I finally take the trash out, when I can finally be bothered.
I was going to say, are the bin men on strike around your area or something? I mean, he's been in there for a while now. He must be getting dusty. Have you put him in the wrong bin? Is it the wrong recycling week?
Maybe that's what it is.
He's
I
not
didn't
paper.
pay them enough money to take him away.
You put him in the plastic. Really, he's got a paper thin defence. Hello.
So anyway, yeah, he still has to stay there. So it probably means he will still be in the bin of sin next week, because I am not considering selling just yet. I don't know why. I've obviously, a bit like you with Morata, punished myself enough keeping him. But at the moment, he's a player who plays and gets about a point a game. But that's still more points than Otamendi got this week. So when he's on your bench, you know, a 4.5, it's when you have to take him off your bench. Anyway, I'm not considering transferring him out just yet. I am considering Calvert-Lewin to Wilson. Wilson with 3 goals in the last 4 games and 1 assist. And Calvert-Lewin's just looking more and more like he might be a bench player now, especially with all these transfers. I was looking at He's been a bit of a favourite here.
He's been a revelation since we said his name.
Yeah, I know.
Acknowledged his existence.
Yeah, so that's 2 players we need credit
Jordan Ayew, anyway.
Yeah.
Unless Andre Ayew does something, then we kind of take credit for that as well.
Yeah, because they're all Ayews.
Yeah, they're all Ayews.
So it's good. But yeah, he's obviously a much cheaper, well, not much cheaper option, but a cheaper option to Wilson. He's got 2 in his last 4 games, but he does have Liverpool up next, which is just horrible. And then Arsenal after that, which, you know,
2 leaky defences.
Could be great, really. So I'll think about that one. Otherwise, it's probably Ruben's Loftus-Cheek out for somebody. But until we know what's actually happening there, because we're not really getting much news from the club about what is happening with him and his injury and whether he's actually injured or how long he's out for. And it's just really annoying me to tell your club to sort it out, because I need to know.
I know.
I need
and I keep getting asked
what I'm doing with my 4.5 midfielder that actually was half decent a couple of weeks ago, and now we see a random picture of him training with the team, and then he never starts any matches. What's that about?
I have no idea. I keep getting asked. They go, "Hey Mig, what's up with Loftus-Cheek?" And I'm like, I don't know. At first I thought he's been rested.
Crystal
Palace. I know. I need to stake out the training ground.
I just don't get
it.
And
it's gone AWOL, I think.
Surely it cannot be because he feels somebody else is better, because he was just doing really well before he got injured. Yeah. And if that's the case, it's just going to be tough without knowing that as to what we can do, because if we sit here another 2 or 3 weeks down the line waiting for him to start a match. But at the moment, having invested in Aguero, I can't really go very high now in that position. So my kind of options are Ibe. There's kind of like Wilson, Ayew or Ibe are kind of my options this week.
Although if you're really desperate to get Loftus-Cheek out, you could do a reasonably straight swap, because I think Loftus-Cheek is about 4.6 now, something like that, to a 4.9 Bakary Saka, who is on fire right now. With his missile left foot.
One full game he's had.
One full game, guy's scoring for fun. Right.
I have mentioned it to a few people. I'm not going to lie. I think he should be considered, but I'm just
especially for the next game against Arsenal, because he'll be scoring hat-tricks.
Yeah, probably. That's true. That's true. Anyway, that is me and my possible transfers. But what about you? Is there anyone you're considering?
Well, quickly before I say this, do you not want to sell Kabasele because his name sounds like kebab and salad? Is this a food thing again?
Well, I do have Salah, who's quite close to salad, so now I have kebab and salad.
And you have Candy Cane.
Candy Cane. Who else do I have?
Loftus Beef Cheeks.
Ooh, nice. That's good. That's good.
Oat Amendi.
Oatmeal Amendi.
Oatmeal Amendi. T. Jones Steak.
Nah. It's good. Anyway, I will maybe retweet you a picture of my team, and people can join in on that as well. So there's lots that they can join on. Come up with some food names. Yeah.
Because you're obviously obsessed.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah.
Possible transfers.
Yes. Getting back to football, what we're talking about. Like I was saying, Morata, he's already gone out of the team. I bought in Vardy Party.
Vardy Party.
Yep, to go along with Mahrez. So hopefully they can both have a party against Watford. And my other one that I was thinking about was Calvert-Lewin, which I said last week. Potentially I could get him out for someone as high as Firmino.
Wow.
Yeah, but then that would kind of take my money away from moving Son up or someone to like a KDB sort of price. I could kind of do something like that. But yeah, there are other people around DCL's price range that I don't have to go to Firmino, but I may do.
I think that there'd be a lot of people in similar positions at the moment, and I think it's suddenly made the game quite interesting because there are now people with a lot of money in the bank, from, dropping really big players down to much, much cheaper players, and that's given them a really good buffer. So I think it's suddenly made the game quite a lot more open because suddenly we're finding people kind of, not so keen necessarily to have to invest in premium players necessarily. And if they are, who are they going for? Because now there is obviously a lot of choice in that kind of, especially like midfield in that kind of 9 to 10 bracket. Well, 8 to 10 bracket. So yeah, all very interesting. Anyway, we should get on with our heavyweight for the next game week. And we have decided to go with our own teams.
Unbiasedly. We've gone for...
in a face-off.
Yeah. Clash of the Hosts 2. You won last time.
Well, I
need to gain revenge.
Yeah, but I just can't see Arsenal winning. I'm sorry. And... I can't say a Palace win, so I'm going to have to go with Desmond. Yeah.
See, my initial thought was 2-2. But I don't really think, it's a clash of the hosts. I don't really think we can go for the same score. So I'm going to back my boys.
Okay.
Go for an Arsenal win. No, I'm joking. and go for a 2-1 Palace win. I think Sacco might score again.
Yeah.
And Zaha, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm captain of the Arsenal B teams in the Champions Cup that FPL Editor set up, and one of the lads there was quite keen to get Benteke into his team. And last game week, and we kind of said, don't do it, it's Benteke. So yeah, we looked a little bit silly on the weekend when we finally, did something.
To be fair, I don't think anyone other than him would have wanted to get Benteke in.
It's true. But yeah, so that was quite interesting, and fair play to me. I had a gut feeling and we did kind of talk him out of it. So sorry about that. But, I think going forward, I hope that,
He is very much a lightning pick.
Yeah, I hope that it won't impede us too much. So.
1 goal a season, Benteke is, it's not much to worry about.
No. But yeah, so we've got a 2-1 from yourself.
Yeah, 2-1 for me.
Desmond, 2-2 from myself. So we move on to our support pick, which happens to be Leicester Watford this week. And what are your thoughts on this?
Which I suddenly have a lot of investment in.
Yes, you do.
Having their 2 main players. I'm going to go for a 3-0 Leicester win.
Oof. Okay.
For the second week back in them, so it could be a 0-0 again. But hopefully Mahrez will be attending a Vardy party and leaving the Hornets stung. I believe you've done a bit of digging, and you have a little stat about their last 2 meetings at the King Power.
Yeah, well, Leicester won the last 2 times by 2 or more goals.
Well, that sounds good for me.
Yeah, but I was thinking Watford, although haven't been great recently, they do have that slight attack in return, so I've decided to go 3-2.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine. I haven't got any Leicester defenders.
Yeah, so it's still in Leicester's favour.
So you're looking for a surprise 1 goal difference. What about in your surprise fixture?
Well, again, gone a bit low-key again this week. And I've gone with Everton versus West Brom.
Ooh,
I know.
That's an exciting game. Big Sam versus the 2 former Palace managers, Pardew versus Allardyce.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but there'll be some.
I don't know why that makes it more exciting.
Dancing there.
Yeah, they've both done dancing.
So
yeah, the cup final and Sam on holiday.
Yeah.
Big dance off in the middle of the pitch.
Are you dancing right now?
Nope.
Yeah, you are. Oh dear. Everton have won or drawn all but one of the last 10 Premier League matches against West Brom. So,
wow.
Yeah. But...
Sorry, wow. What a stat.
Yeah.
Sounded really underwhelmed then.
I don't put it past West Brom to get a goal against them, though.
Ooh, cheeky.
I know. So I think this will be a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could be more exciting than we're making it sound because, you know, we like to be generous here.
Yeah, and it always works out well.
Yes, of course it does. So I'm going with a big Desmond sandwich. Desmond for our match, but, you know, the head-to-head Titans. And I'm finishing off with a Desmond 2-2 with Everton West Brom. A whole lot of draws this weekend.
There's a lot of draws going on.
So, yeah, anyway.
I'm surprisingly not going for a draw.
Okay.
In my game. It's going to be a 1-0 win.
Mm-hmm.
In the Burnley-Man United game.
Ooh.
And I'm actually going for a surprise this time. Burnley winning 1-0.
Wow.
That's
quite
why
surprising.
I said earlier that Pogba is going to be my lightning pick.
Okay.
Because Burnley are going to get a clean sheet.
Oof. That's big.
Calling it now, hashtag.
So you're telling me I should put me in my starting 11 this game?
I'm not telling you what to do with your team. Because I never hear the end of it.
You
like buying Mahrez.
You're not believing it, then?
Oh, I'm believing it. I'm captaining whatever Burnley player I have.
No, you're not.
I haven't got any Burnley players.
It's fake news, people. Fake news. He's making it up.
Do I? No, I don't. No, I don't.
You sure about that?
I think so. I think the last one I had was Lowton, and he went.
People, if he has a Burnley player, put pressure on him. He said he would captain them now. He'll have to do it.
I'm manically checking now.
You'll have to do it. Talk amongst yourselves. We need some lift.
I can confirm I do not have a Burnley player.
Oh, you big chicken. So you would captain a player you don't have.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that bombshell.
Quickly, before we go into... Is that all you...
Yep.
All you have?
I'm all surprised out.
All surprised out? You just,
yeah.
Before we go into our outro, I just want to touch on the Journal League, as haven't done that for quite a few weeks now. Mm-hmm. It's getting really close at the top. Ooh. Top 5 separated by 15 points.
I've been getting a lot of messages about how close people are. They keep saying, "Whoa, I'm quite close to the top of your Journal League." So it's quite interesting.
At the top of the moment is Mark Tomcho.
Ooh.
With Rock You Like a Harry Kane.
Love it. Which
is quite apt in this weather that we're having here. 1,396 points.
Oof.
I'm all the way down in 95th. You're obviously above me, 81st.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've been above me since Christmas. I don't know what you're talking about. Like she's surprised. Yeah, so it's really close to the top. We were asked this week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a question.
We were... kind of... not really a question, more of a request.
Okay.
If we would do the Yahoo Daily Fantasy Football Roundtable.
Mm-hmm. It was on.
Is on clashing again. So this is just a whole weekend of us basically clashing against each other.
Yes, the clash of the not so Titans.
Yeah, not so. Hashtag that. It's a long one.
That sounds dodgy. Yeah. Don't hashtag
Clash
that.
of the not so Titans.
Yeah.
We'll find us something. Yeah, so we're going head to head again. Basically, they just ask us serious questions and we give answers, and then you get points of who has the right answers and stuff.
Gonna lose.
That article.
I mean, sorry, I'm gonna win.
Yeah. Well, she said I'm gonna win. The article drops on Friday, I believe, on their website, which we'll leave a link to in the descriptions of where this podcast is, various, and we'll put a link on the Twitter in the tweet.
Yeah.
But you can go and follow them. They are at Yahoo Fantasy _UK and FPL Wildcards, who organises it and who's been in contact with us and stuff. So obviously go leave them a follow.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool guys.
And obviously while you're there dropping them a follow, you can also drop us a follow if you don't already at FPL Journal Blog. I am at Mig Nym, and Nym is at Chips. Is at NymfriaTV.
I am.
The website is fpljournal.com. You can find the episodes to this podcast on Nym's YouTube channel.
Oh, yes. Just a little note before you happen to move on there. There has been some news in the YouTubing world this week. YouTube have decided to change the perimeters for their content creators, which basically means us lowly YouTubers. And they have made it much more difficult for creators to make content and put on YouTube and be rewarded for it effectively, which means that the bigger guys get more and the smaller guys get less. Unfortunately, I'm one of the smaller guys. So the only way I can reach my perimeters now is really just to upload content more often, which has been tough this season, as you all know, based on my personal circumstances. So it seems kind of unfair that I'm getting punished for that. But also to have as many subscribers as possible. So just a little plea, I guess, while I have the chance, is that if you do follow myself anywhere and you enjoy any of the content I make, whether it be on YouTube or Twitter or with the FPL Journal, to give me a subscribe on YouTube, because I do try and link all of my content together. And when @MigTavius does pass me on the podcast, you will almost always find it on my YouTube channel. So please do make sure you pop me a subscribe on there and try and help me out, because I think I've got to get over 1,000 subscribers before I reach the threshold again. So it's a bit of an ask, seeing as I'm around about 400 something at the minute. So
if all of your followers on Twitter go over to YouTube and drop a subscribe on that, that's going to knock that number up. Anyone who follows me on Twitter, first of all, why? I don't know. But and if you don't follow Nym, even more, why? I wouldn't choose to do this podcast with just anyone, people. I mean, come on.
Oh.
You know, I need to spend my time with relatable people, with good things, good content, people. Right? So go over to that YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/FPL Nymfria. See, I've etched it into my brain.
No, that's very good.
With such good content there.
Yeah.
And it's also written down on my pad.
That's
but
very clever.
You should be typing it into your browser right now and going and pressing subscribe, clicking the little bell, I believe, and getting the notification when.
So. I mean, that's if you're a YouTube watcher. I mean, if you're really not a massive YouTube watcher and you just go on every now and again, even if you just have a Gmail account, I think you can press subscribe and it will all still help myself, even if you don't even check it. So it's a tiny thing you can do, but it makes a massive difference to me. So, and
obviously, you know, leave comments, leave likes on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. Leave reviews, comments, likes, you know, subscribes and all that sort of stuff.
Get involved. I mean, everything we've chatted about tonight.
Leave
we
questions,
love to
that
hear
sort of
from
thing,
you guys, you know. Let us know about Andy Carroll and...
Yeah, Andy Carroll's Game of Thrones name /house.
And our foodie teams.
And the foodie teams, yes, the players with the kebab and salads
and
stuff. And of course, while you're doing all that, don't forget to keep popping.
#keep popping.